Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about Trump's mortgage plan, causing headaches at the White House. Recently, Trump suggested a 50-year mortgage as some kind of fix for the housing affordability crisis. Well, it turns out that plan wasn't vetted, according to reports. I have a whole video breaking down the math on why this isn't a good idea. But the short version is that it doesn't lower your payment much. You pay more in interest than the price of the house. You lose speed when it comes to the wealth generation of equity in the home, and you'll probably never pay it off. It's a horrible idea for most people. Well, it turns out, according to reports, even Trump allies, to include lawmakers and business pals, weren't willing to follow Trump on this one. And the White House was swamped with calls from people who have basic economic literacy saying this was a really bad idea. So, how did this horrible idea surface? As the story goes, Bill Pulte, who is the Federal Housing Finance Agency director, talked the president into suggesting the Forever in Debt plan. He reportedly showed up at Trump's club with a poster that had FDR and Trump's pictures below a title saying, "Great American Presidents." And within minutes, the idea was on Trump's social media. White House insiders believe Pulte sold Trump on the idea by not telling him about the litany of problems with the idea. Problems Trump, real estate developer, should have known about, right? When reading coverage of this fiasco, something really caught my ear, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. One of the people who spoke anonymously to the media said, quote, "Anything that goes before POTUS needs to be vetted, and a lot of times with Pulte, they're not. He just goes straight up to POTUS." That is quite the unintentional admission there. It seems like one could reasonably infer that there are people surrounding Trump who are controlling, or vetting, if you want to use a nicer term, what the President of the United States is allowed to see. Some might say, that sure sounds like Trump is being handled. The reason this stuck with me is because it answered a question I've had since he floated his 50-year mortgage idea. He knows better. Look, I think it's plainly obvious I don't have a high opinion of Trump. But Trump was in real estate for a really long time. I was absolutely baffled by the idea of somebody who spent decades in real estate hearing the phrase 50-year mortgage and not immediately knowing it's not a solution to any problem this country is facing. I think the reason Trump might not have had the reaction that he should have is probably explained by the phrase, "Anything that goes before POTUS needs to be vetted." Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.